no Carolina players. Thomas?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
I'm okay with it. I'm not super happy about it. I like the second half more than the first half. I think we had more bite in the second half. Were more aggressive on and off the ball. Created a bit more, some good half chances and some good penetrations into the box. We played more from our positions, and that's why we played with more speed. And off the ball, like I said, we played with a bit more bite. The first half we were out of positions and it was a bit too much freestyle, and that slowed our game down and made it difficult for counter press because we were not in the positions that we wanted to be when we started attacking. So that's basically the story of the match. I mean, to put it in context, a lot of our players played last time together in November, so it's half a year ago, and we have 4 training sessions together. Then we mixed the team up completely. So I think we never played before in these combinations, in these formations, to give everyone 45 minutes, and then you have the conditions, you have the pitch, then it can look like this.
In terms of the heat, it was really hot out there.
Yeah, it was.
How did you feel they are acclimatising?
Well, we didn't have a lot exposure to the sun because we were like 3 days in the rain and grey skies. So we had 1 training in the sun, and now this match felt really, really hot. But it's good that we're exposed because that's why we're here. We wanted it that way, and we need to get used to it because it will come at some point.
When you say a bit too much freestyle in the first half, what do you mean?
From position-wise, I think it was not so clear we couldn't translate it so clear on the pitch, like our positions and when to start the attack, and neither on the right side. We were lacking width, so players were like coming inside and inside. So in many moments we were lacking 20 meters off the pitch and narrowing ourselves down. And slowing ourselves down and changing positions for too long. It's not a problem to change positions, but you have to find your position again so that everyone knows how to start the attack, and then you can just accelerate the game easier. And we were taking crosses from a lot of crosses, long range shots, what is normally not our style of play. We played a lot of long balls. We played a lot of long passes. That was not part of training in the last 4 days. So it was a bit of a mix of everything. So that's why the first half looked how it looked. Second half, like I said, I was a bit more. I liked the second half more on the sideline.
You talked yesterday about how sharp Harry was. That goal showing.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's always there to score, and it's in the end the decisive goal. And like always, no secrets there. If you score it helps you and gives you a bit more rhythm, a bit more confidence. So it's a bit easier for the second group to start with a 1-0. Harry's in top shape, and I think anyway that when the pressure comes and the tournament starts, that will bring the best out of our players.
You mentioned the pitch earlier, Thomas. Obviously, a lot was said and written about it. What did you make of it, and has everybody come to it to skate?
Yeah, it was very, very difficult to play on. I think it was not so dangerous to have injuries. We have no injuries, and there was no concerns, but it was very uneven, and it was difficult to move the ball and move the ball quickly. When you have the ball for the majority of the match, it doesn't help you. But
so does that surprise you that you've had to deal with that in the first game?
It is what it is. It can happen. I know it from pre-season tours in overseas that this can happen if you play in stadiums that are normally not football stadiums, that the pitch is maybe too new and not fully grown and not fully even. So that's part of it.
How important was Jude in bringing the extra bite in the second half?
Was a part of it, yeah. But you can see, I think that you can see, Jude has for sure the decisiveness and he has the bite. This is his key characteristic. but you can see that he comes from an injury and is full of energy, and happy to be back on the pitch. And like he had his break, unfortunately, in a decisive part of the season, Champions League season, and national campaign for the championship in Spain. So this was very unfortunate for Real Madrid and for him personally. But you can see now that he is actually in a sweet spot. He comes back, he's fresh, he wants to play, and he's in top shape.
Thomas, we've seen Nico O'Reilly play in midfield in the age group with England as well in the age group. Obviously, Pep used him a lot as a left back, and he played in the midfield. So where do you see his? Normally as a left back, but we have nine defenders for 8 positions today, and the position from Declan Rice was free. And even if he plays left back, he plays as a left 8 and left 10. So we saw him many times playing for Pep in this position and for Man City. So we thought maybe just do it. But he trained the majority of the time as a left defender. I think both is possible.
You talked. Sorry.
How much flexibility does Nico O'Reilly, being able to play as an inverted fullback, play as a 6, play as an 8, as we saw him today, and Reece James being able to tuck into midfield, how much does that help your squad selection in your depth?
I was just happy to see Reece back and fresh back in training and with confidence in his body, because you can just see out there once he has his 45 minutes, he can produce special moments anytime, and he has the body to defend on the highest level and the physicality. So it's a full package as well, and he gives us flexibility because he plays many times for Chelsea on the 6, so he is a candidate to play there as well. At the moment, he plays for us, and he played for us in international football as a right fullback. That's for me his main position for us, but he stays and is an alternative in the middle of the pitch. But Elliot is doing very well, and also for Reece, he had his injury, unfortunately for him and unfortunately for Chelsea. But you can see now he's actually also like reaching kind of a sweet spot of excitement and hunger and joy to be back on the pitch.
Gabriela Jimenez, Teletica Deportes, Costa Rica. I'm from Costa Rica. Why did you choose Costa Rica for the other game and no other national team for Central America? Why Costa Rica? What do you want to see?
We will focus. I have to be very honest. I haven't prepared Costa Rica until today, so we will start with it tomorrow. So please forgive me for that I'm not very well prepared for that in detail. We wanted to play against different continents. We wanted to play against different styles and not against European teams. And Costa Rica is a football country, and will bring emotions and will bring excitement, and of course, and it's a good test for us. So to adapt to a different style, to adapt to a different mentality were the key reasons. And we will prepare from tomorrow, and then we have three days to be prepared and take the next step against your country.
Back.
What was your opinion on Ivan Toney's performance amid some public scrutiny about his inclusion in the squad?
Ivan was very impressive in training, and he plays a kind of a special role in our team. I think he gives us the possibility, if we dominate and if we have a lot of touches in and around the box, he gives us the chance to play with Harry, take attention of central defenders, and be strong in finishing and strong in set pieces. He had one big chance today that he missed, but it was offside, so this let him off the hook. But he trains very well, and he's a very important team member because he connects with everyone, very social, and it's good. Very happy with him until now.
Thomas, yesterday you said there were 2 main focuses today. One was minutes on pitch, and the other was connections between 2 or 3 players.
Yeah.
Should we read anything into your decisions with your centre halves and your goalkeeper in the first half, and then Marcus, Morgan, and Harry up front?
No,
Were
not
there
too
sort of
much.
things you were looking at?
No, not too much. We were just like the connections were more like we put Morgan and Ollie together because they know each other. We put the left side together with Dan Burn and Tino and Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, so that they have it a bit easier. But decisions are not made yet for Croatia, and there were no hidden messages in this. We tried to have more or less equal teams. And Harry and Morgan played many matches for us together. And then we had yesterday a strong group in training with Jude and Nico and Elliot Henderson, and we just kept them together because they enjoyed playing together yesterday in training. So that was it. But there were no secret messages behind.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good true, guys. Yeah.